Hello guys, welcome to Muscle 101, and today we are seeing about weight loss as well as fat loss. What is weight loss? Weight loss abdina, it's about reducing weight from your body. That's it. If you are not building any muscles, you are not keeping any muscles in the body while doing weight loss, it's about losing the weight from your body. That's it. And what is fat loss? Fat loss is all about keeping the muscle what you have gained before. It's about losing only the body fat. That's called fat loss, right? So what are the difference between fat loss? What are the common things in fat loss is? The first thing, the common thing is the caloric deficit. You should be in a caloric deficit while doing weight loss as well as fat loss. Why? Because if my body needs 2500 calories per day, I should be in calorie deficit, for example, 300 to 500 calories deficit. So I'll be consuming only 2000 calories per day. So I'll be in a weight loss phase, even in a weight loss as well as fat loss phases. So the second common thing is you should be avoiding fast food craving outside, for all the processed food outside which are selling outside. Why? Because if you are consuming something, for example, if you are consuming something outside called fast food or something, or some rice or fried rice, something which is high in sugar, high in sodium, high in carbs, what it does, when there is a high in sugar, high in carb, what it does, the carb which will be turned when you're eating carbs, which will be turned into glycogen, the glycogen will turn into glucose called sugar. When there is a high in sugar in the body, your blood sugar will rise up. When there's a blood sugar rise up, what it happens, your pancreas, the organ which releases a hormone called insulin which will controls your blood sugar. When there is a more amount of insulin released in the body, when there is a more amount of insulin hormone released in the body, you won't achieve your weight loss as well as fat loss diet. That's why I always recommend you to avoid all those craving fast food sugar products which are sold outside while doing a weight loss as well as fat loss phases. The difference between these two is the nutrition. You can have a flexible dieting here. You don't have to consume any sort of the perfect diet. You don't want to be in a perfect diet here. You can have some sort of biscuits or cookies outside, but you can lose weight. But even you should be in a calorie deficit here. But in the fat loss phases, nutrition is the perfect thing. The first thing you have to consider while doing a fat loss phase, and then your weight training. The first thing, 80% will be a nutrition, a perfect nutrition, as well as resistance. In nutrition, you can have some refeed days in between, you can have some cheat meals, but you should be in a perfect nutrition while doing fat loss phases. And the third thing is you should be in calorie deficit. Calorie deficit abdina, as I said that before, you should be in calorie deficit while losing weight. But you don't have to consume any sort of high protein diet, moderate carbs and all, because in the fat loss phases, the macro breakdown called macronutrient. What are macronutrients? Protein, carbohydrates and fats, right? You should be in a high protein diet because your muscles are made up of protein. When you're not consuming much food while doing a fat loss phases here, you need a high protein to keep that muscles. So you don't want to lose that muscle while doing a fat loss phases, right? So macro breakdown is really important while doing fat losses. And here you should be in calorie deficit. You don't want to refeed with high protein and moderate carbs and low fats here. You should be in calorie deficit here, and that's okay to achieve the weight loss goals here. And it's really expensive while doing a fat loss phases. You have to buy some expensive products to meet your protein requirement as well as the carbohydrate and fats requirement, right? And here's inexpensive. Why? Because you don't have to buy something which is expensive. You can have some spinach and all, you can have some fruits which are not much costlier than what you are eating in the fat loss phases. So the fifth thing is you will be normal healthier. Why? Because when you achieve the weight loss goal, you're not having much fat in the body, so you will avoid all the heart problems. You won't have some obesity, diabetes problems and all. So it's a normal health to your body. And it's really healthier. When you have a good amount of muscles in the body, you have a good amount of bone density, you won't be having some heart problems and all, right? You won't achieve your obesity, diabetes and all, right? A good amount of muscles will make a good healthier body. And then the sixth point is it will make unattractive. Why? Because if you are doing a weight loss phases, you will be really lean. That's it. You don't have much muscle to show off. You don't have much muscle to show up, right? You won't be look much fitter in weight loss, but you'll be look really fitter here. While doing fat loss, you will have a good amount of muscles. You will be really defined muscle. In fat loss, you will be showing all those defined muscles while doing fat loss phases here, and you will gain weight easier. Why? Because while you have achieved your weight loss phases, when you are refeeding to your normal dieting you will gain weight easier again, right? While doing a fat loss phases, you won't gain much weight easier in weight loss phase. Why? Because you have good amount of muscles. Your muscles need some energy to keep the muscle, so you won't have you won't gain much muscles, much weight, much fatter in fat loss phases. But I recommend you to do a fat loss phase. I'm not recommending for every person. If you're elder person, if you are more than 40, 45, 50 and all, you don't have much energy to lift in the gym. So I would recommend you to do in weight loss phases. I would recommend a little bit of weight trainings to gain some amount of muscles. So if you are below 30 or 35, 40, I would recommend you to do fat loss phases, so that you will be really healthy. You will have a good amount of muscle mass in the body. So according to your age, according to your goal, you decide according to this. So, and these are the things you will be considering while doing fat loss as well as weight loss. And that's it. And if you like this channel, please like and subscribe. Take care.